Hello, my name is Isaiah Turf, and we're going to be talking about Birds of Passage today. Some general information about the film. It was directed by Cristina Gallego and Ciro Guerra in Colombia. It focuses on a people native to the north of Colombia named the Wayuu, and it's based on a drug war from the 1960s. During this period, the Wayuu and the surrounding areas were profoundly changed, and this movie expertly covers that period of time. Um, uh, the movie talked about how colonization can work its way into communities in really unexpected ways. It's sort of an atypical one. It's not like, an army marched in and attacked. It was more like capitalism taking over. Capitalist greed can push us to part with our beliefs. That is another one of the big themes within this movie. And how cycles of vengeance can destroy these communities and practices. And those cycles of vengeance start off with like the accruing of wealth and greed and stuff. I think my favorite filmmaking technique from this movie was how powerful they managed to make Ursula feel. She's shown as a very strong woman, and she's always center of frame. She's always intense. She's always maybe even from below, and the camera takes a lot of time to focus on what she's thinking, what she's feeling, what she's doing in those moments. Um, the other thing that I really like is that the movie keeps the camera at around eye level a lot and uses a lot of tracking shots. So it feels like it's looking at the things that you would be looking at if you were there in a way that creates a really nice sensation of intimacy. Like you're really one of these people, which is super important for a movie that's so focused on portraying a group of people as very human, very flawed, but very, very human and relatable. Um, I think towards the end of the movie, also as the community begins to fall apart, um, they're shown in this beautiful house constructed in the middle of the desert, and I think that that house is a wonderful metaphor for the pointlessness of losing all of their values to this capitalistic urge and greed. Because they have something beautiful, but it's just out of place in this desert. It's also so obviously vapid and kind of pointless, especially when you consider what they've traded for it. And then it gets blown up, which is pretty awesome. At this from a CRT direction, the movie does a lot to humanize the drug rings that America has spent a really long time vilifying and dehumanizing. These people did not set out to be villains. They did not wake up one day and say, "I'm going to be awful." They set out to feed their families and to provide. In the movie, Rapayet is even often seen as a man who is of morals and who tries to reduce the level of violence. He was raised by a man of morals as well, who is a sacred messenger, and it's actually one of, in my opinion, the key moments in this movie that shows that their community has abandoned their old ways when he's killed. It's a really powerful scene because the whole movie builds up his status, but as well his character among their people. Ursula uses traditional expectations to push Rapayet into doing these more escalating and intense things. She has him kill his friend. She places a dowry on her wife's hand in marriage that is so high that she believes that he could not hit it because she doesn't think that he's worthy. And he ends up getting pushed into doing this illegal trade in order to meet these demands. And then obviously, um, she continues to use the name of like, this is what the Wayuu do in order to cause more and more and more violence, at even higher levels of violence. And ultimately, it's about her greed, right? Because she breaks Wayuu practices all the time when it suits her. Um, it's really good for showing how damaging those ideas can be. And it creates cycles of violence between their two groups that absolutely rip their community to pieces, um, which allows them to be exploited by a white Latin person. But yeah, this movie shows that these people are not the apex predators of crime that the United States like to paint them as. They're normal people pushed outside of their depths by circumstances, and it's with American money, with American guns. It's an incredible counter argument to these claims that are meant to dehumanize Latinx people in the States as well. The American government does not think that every criminal is a mastermind. What they do think, though, is that if they talk about it like that, it'll be easier to push more radical deportation policy to your average American. So this movie creates a powerful counter argument by simply portraying the truth extremely competently.